National Park. You want to go?
You ever been there?
No.
It's spectacular.
And so that's what I keep hearing. So anyway, we're going to spend 2 weeks in July heading
You
that
got
way.
any reservations?
I got them all. My daughter-in-law's got it all.
Good morning.
Okay, folks, let's call this meeting of the City of Washington Board of Public Works to order, Tuesday, March 22nd, 7:30 a.m. Roll call, please.
John Vietmeyer,
Here?
Mike Ratatak,
Here?
Brad Mitchell, Steve Richardson, Mark Wessels, Steve Solentrop, Steve Struberg.
Here.
Stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you and good morning. Everyone had a chance to review the minutes. Is there any questions or motion?
Nope, I'll move the minutes.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes approved. Thank you very much. No priority items come up?
No, no priority items.
Okay. Let's see, wastewater, we have nothing on the agenda for wastewater. Is there anything to talk about?
Well, we have nothing on the agenda, but we are trying to get scheduled in within Sutra Farm to finish up our slip lining project.
Right.
We have everything repaired and ready to go. It's just a matter of getting those guys on the schedule. So hopefully we get that done by the end of the month or next month, one of the two. But anyway,
One of these months.
yeah, one of these months. They have to order the material also, so that could take some time too. So
Right.
that's what we're waiting on that. We did replace some sewer line over on Johnson Street. Started last, Wednesday or Thursday, I guess, and we finished it up yesterday. Had about, 100-foot roughly, Carrie? Right, yeah, a little bit more than that of a sewer line that had a big swag in it, so we took it out and got rid of the swag, removed a diversion and ran straight into a manhole, just how the system was put in years ago. Kind of made it a little bit better over there, so that's a good thing. Got that done. Treatment plant's doing good. We are going to have to start testing for a whole lot more stuff. We're going to have to start doing, for the industrial monitoring side, we're going to have to start testing for, on the influence side, which we've never done before, fats, oils, and greases, TSSs, BODs. TSSs are total suspended solids, BODs are bio-oxygen demand. On the influence side, at the same time that we test for the same things on the effluent side, for our permit, we're going to have to start testing for PFOS and PFAS. That's the acronyms for a very long description of what is in the sewer system. It has to do a lot with polychloride and stuff like that can affect the system. So we got to start testing for that. So a lot of new things coming down the pipe that
Are
we get to
these
work on.
samples that you take and send to the lab?
Yeah, we'll be sending them off to Pace Industries, which used to be PDC Labs. They do all of our testing for us. So it's just going to be more a time-consuming and cost
Yeah.
issue. So
Yeah.
more the reason why we're going to have to raise the sewer rates. We haven't raised them since 2015, so the cost of operation just continues to rise. We got a notice from Salinas. That's a company that supplies our polymer, which is the chemical that we use to actually solidify the sludge and make it into a cake so we can spread it. The notice we got was there's going to be an increase, and they don't know what it's going to be, but basically we're just going to have to pay it. It's a surcharge for delivery, surcharge for the chemicals that make the chemicals,
Yeah.
everything. So,
Yeah.
and that's happening on almost everything we're doing.
Wow.
So the cost to operate is we're getting hit with it just like everybody else is. So
Would that be the thing we call inflation?
inflation, COVID, everything we get now is it's
Right.
COVID driven still, but yeah.
We
So
want to get ahead of the bill on some of that stuff, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. I know we're going to wait until after April. I know that's the thought is after the election, which it works, but we have no choice. This is an operational increase. This isn't a, it's
Right.
just, we just have to raise to keep the operational cost, where they need to be, so.
Well, that's true.
That's something that we do have to work on.
Yeah.
Also, we need to get a couple more ex officios over there before
Yeah, we do.
Mayor Lucy leaves, so.
We just need to finalize that guy that one of you guys have been working with.
Yeah, I will,
But,
Yeah, so,
I'll see him this month.
I know that has nothing to do with waste, well, it does have something to do with wastewater, but I just thought of it, so I thought I'd throw that
you
one
know,
out there.
it's- I mean, the mayor's pretty much the one that's gotta do the
Yeah.
invite to that.
Mhm. The invite and the approval,
Right,
so.
so we wanna get that done. And it wouldn't hurt to have, more than one. I mean, it used to be we'd have three
We had 3 over there.
people over
Mhm.
there. Steve needs company.
I'm lonely.
You're lonely. Well, you know the position you're in. When one of us leaves, you're the man.
Yeah. Glad you all enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, getting old sitting there, right? All right, let's move on to water. We have a bill from Cochrane.
Yes, this is just to kind of finish out or finalize some of the work that was done while Clay Street and Enduro are being painted, for the Clay Street part and in the beginning part of Enduro. So it's still part of the repainting process.
85% complete. So the bill is for $1,247.50.
Yes.
Pass it along.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second to pass it to council. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Send the bill to the council for payment. Thank you very much.
And with that, they have started working on Enduro Water Tower. They started last week. They are sandblasting it right now. I don't know what they're going to be doing today with the rain, but they're working inside and outside both. So I think the plan is to, when it rains, they'll move inside and sandblast and work on that. And when it doesn't rain, they'll move outside and work on it so they can try and get this done in the spring. They've got 60 days to get it done. They're trying to get it done as fast as they can. It's Missouri weather. I told them when they started, I said, I know you guys are from Pennsylvania. Missouri weather's a little bit different. You never know what you're going to get. So anyway, they're working on it. They're doing a pretty good job. I didn't get it out there yesterday. I'll be heading out there today, but haven't got any concerns or complaints from anybody, so haven't heard anything. So when you don't hear anything, it's usually good.
That's the way it's supposed to
Yes.
be, right? Any other old business we're missing?
I have one question. The water tower that's the proposed one up off of
Yes.
South Point, where are we with that?
We will be putting a package together and getting it to council in April, the 1st of April, on our first meeting in April, which is April 4th, I think. That's right. Yeah. And then when council approves it, we will then proceed with going out for bids. And then it's going to be a cost situation. If it's cheaper to build it this spring, we'll build it this spring. If it appears to be cheaper to build it in the fall, we'll build it in the fall. So it's really, steel prices are gonna, yeah, everything is ready to go. It's just a matter of pricing. Just gotta wait and see what this steel, it's a steel building, our steel tank, so steel prices are bouncing up and down like everything else, and our job is to try and get it at the best price that we can, so.
Yeah,
And I think the road district is planning on doing South Point Road, and I think at the same time, they want to finish that line out.
Yeah, and then we're in-house, we're gonna run the water line from the current line that's in Stonecrest, that's dead-ended right at the edge of the property. We're gonna run it up, and then we're gonna cross underneath the South Point there. We're gonna open cut it, and then the road district will come back through and pave over that when we're done. So we'll have all that done even before the tank gets going, but,
so let me ask you a question. Once all the stars align and everything gets started, how long does it take for that tank? Because that's a on the slab tank. How long do you think it takes to build that?
it takes about 4 months-ish somewhere 4 to 5 months to get it done.
It's a lot of
It's
welding.
just a lot of welding. They'll have to probably break rock to get the depth, to get the slab depth that they need.
Yeah,
So that'll take time, and then just the construction of it, it's a slow process. It's just a slow process, and it's another weather-dependent project, so if we get a time when we get 4, 5, 6 days of rain, well, that's just an extension on, yeah,
4,
I mean,
5,
so.
6 days of no work.
Yeah, it really kind of depends on when it's built. If it's built, like now,
Yeah.
it could take 6 months, depending on what the weather's gonna be. If it's built in August, might only take 4. It's hard to say. All dependent on cost
Yeah.
right now, so.
Okay, folks. Any comments from anybody else?
Oh, yeah, I don't know if you guys remember, almost a year ago, seems like, we had ordered a new skid loader, Kubota skid loader, and a Kubota tractor skid loader for Public Works, up at Public Works facility, and the tractor for the treatment plant to pull the spreader for the sludge. They're finally coming in.
Oh, yeah, good.
We have a rubber-tired loader through the John Deere rubber-tired loader that I've heard should be here sometime, maybe in the middle of April. So, and that was last year when we ordered all that stuff.
Wow.
So,
Well, at least it's coming,
yeah, it's coming.
so that's
Takes a
good.
long
Well,
time.
it's good that you maintain the fleet ahead of time, so you're not sitting around
We tried to,
putting up
yeah.
on jack stands.
Yeah. And then the skid loader that we have still has a few years left in it. We're transferring that down to the treatment plant, so that will go out to the fields where we actually load the spreader to spread the sludge. So we load it at the treatment plant, we haul it out to the field, we dump it, and then we take the spreader out there, and then we have to reload it, so.
How many times a year do we have to spread the sludge? Give or take?
Oh, we spread it in the fall, in the winter, in the spring. I think Kevin said we spread it, well, we store it a lot right now because we have to wait for the fields to become open. But we usually spread 2 to 3 days a week when the fields are open, or we wait and spread it for a week's time when the fields are bad and they get ready for us to get out to them, so. Summertime, it slows down a whole lot, so we don't spread that much. That we spread maybe once a week, unless we stockpile a bunch of it and we go out and do it all at one time. But it's weather dependent, so depends on how much. We spread a lot of sludge because we have a very efficient treatment plant that takes a lot out. So when you take a lot out of the sewage, it generates sludge, which we have to then spread out in the fields.
There you go.
So that's
Is
just
there
what
a
it is.
finite time as to how long you can do it into a field? I mean,
Yeah, we've got DNR and EPA guidelines.
rotate 'em and
Yeah, and we have to go out and test. So what we do when let's just say that farmer A would get contacts, hey, I got this field I want to put sludge on. We first have to go out and we have to test the soil for ammonia and phosphorus and all the other things we have to test for. And then we can spread a couple times on it, then they have to go back out and test it again. So we always got to be monitoring. We can't overload it with too much ammonia or anything else that's in there. So we got to we watch it. So we have fields that we know we haven't spread on this one. We didn't spread on it last year, so we can go to it this year. We try to have enough property that we can kind of rotate around.
Kevin, about how many farms do you guys do?
Oh, let's see, we got, Chad, how many fields on your side over there? 3? 4 fields off of Highway A. We've got 1 field that's down off of Beaker Road that we spread on last week, and we had to stop spreading because the odor apparently was getting overwhelming, so that field we probably won't use anymore.
I was gonna say, is there a problem getting farmers to take the sludge?
Not right now, it's not because of the cost for fertilizer. See, and ours is free, I mean,
Yeah.
so everybody wants it, but we do have a range. We can only go, we can go out 10 miles radius of our treatment plant.
Okay,
So we've had people that over on the other side of the river that would like it, but they're outside of that ring, so we can't help them out, but, so we do have the airport. We spread a lot over at the airport when we get into a bind where we can't go. We got all the grass area over there we can spread on. There's no farming done with that, so that's a little different on how we can spread that. We can pretty much put quite a bit on that. Still have to test it, but there's a different variable for that compared to farm ground, compared to hay that's gonna be eaten by cattle, compared to, You know, so it's a juggling match on everything that's done. Corn can take more than wheat. I mean, it's because corn takes more out of the soil than wheat, you know, so.
Yeah.
You just gotta play it's a roulette. You spin the wheel today, say, okay, we're gonna go there today. I mean, that's kinda
numbers.
how we gotta do it.
It's all about the
Yep.
numbers.
So,
Okay. Would like to formally welcome Sarah to the Board of Public Works meeting, your first meeting. Welcome. Hope we don't run you off.
And may I ask, did you guys like the flavor of the minutes this
Yeah.
time? We it was Sarah who brought the question to me, and I kind of liked the idea of getting rid of a lot of those ums and ahs and oohs and the things that we talk about that really don't need to be in the minutes.
That's right.
So, I don't know if you noticed or not, it is a little bit shorter than the last.
Just cover the basics.
That's kind of what I thought too, is this, if somebody reads this and they really want to know what more we said about it, all they have to do is go online and look up
Well, that's,
or, request a recording, and they can listen all day long if they want.
yeah. I
You know,
mean,
but-
conversations can go on forever,
But I-
but what's the meat of it? That's what
Yeah.
you capture, so.
Yeah.
Have we ever checked to see how many times these meetings are? That somebody actually goes to them and looks at it?
As far as after
General
we,
public type of thing.
there may be some, because they're all out on YouTube now, there may be something on YouTube that's tracking how many hits it gets, or whatever you want to call it.
You don't know.
I don't know. I'm one of them kind of people. I know how to get on YouTube. When I want to watch something on YouTube, I watch it, but I really don't care a whole lot about how many times somebody's
It does say,
viewed something.
tell you how many hits there are, how
so.
many today.
Yeah,
There you go.
really?
And who is that, Chad? You? Chad.
Sully with his morning coffee.
Yeah. I was there. I just wasn't.
Wife, isn't it?
It's probably Bernie online. Okay, folks, any other comments? We'll take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor of adjourning. Our next meeting, by the way, will be Tuesday, April 26th. Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Very good.
All right.
Sarah keeps them all
Short
this
and
short.
to the point.
I said, if she keeps them this short all the
See.
time, I will come back.
The way I would take minutes, I would double space this, and I would have bullet points under here. And then I know since it's recorded, you probably use that as a resource.